It's time for the 49ers Rush podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
Whew! That was a crazy game. But the 49ers remain undefeated. We get the victory. Now 8-0. And again, very crazy fashion. Definitely not an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. And it's Halloween night. You're short week. You're traveling all the way across. It's an away game. Nothing is going according to plan. Right off the bat, we come out, we have a sloppy first drive, then we respond, look like we're going to blow them out. Got a little soft there at the end, but all in all, Jimmy freaking Garoppolo, good God, one of his best game ever as a pro, and the 49ers come out on top, 28-25. We improve to 8-0 and continue our 2-game lead into just our division alone, and plus, you have to add on to that, guess what? Not only are we up 2 games, everybody else in our division has to play still. The Cardinals already got their loss this week. You know, they're 3-5-1, so not that they're completely out of playoff contention, but you kind of have to look that way. The Rams and the Seahawks still got to play this week, and the pressure, just the weight that continues to be put on top of them. Going into a game knowing if we win, we're still 2 games out, that's problematic. That's not a fun place to be. So you've got to walk away from this just kind of shaking your head and just being like, but we got the win. And that's what is key. Now, it did cost. It cost a lot. And thank you, Sacco. Yeah, Quan Alexander and his pec injury. This could be huge. If he's out for a long, extended period of time, you know, we saw Dre Greenlaw come in and step in his absence. The MRI will be done tomorrow, Friday, so we'll just have to see what happens there. You don't want to jump to conclusions too much, but usually with pec injuries, it's scary stuff. You can kind of look at the muscle and determine. I've seen somebody tear a pec before. It is scary, scary, scary stuff, and you can kind of see the muscle roll up and kind of knot up, and so it's scary stuff. And if it is a torn pec, that's worst case scenario. He's going to be done for the year. We will not see him again even in the playoffs, but who knows? Maybe it's a cuff or something else, which would be a much better situation. But it's bad to say the least. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Good news, if we want to focus on the good news, we're getting people back now. It is now officially time to welcome back starters, which is great. We will have Joe Staley. We will have Mike McGlinchey. Hopefully we will have Kyle Juszczyk. Those guys are possibilities. Staley will start next Monday night. But anyway, let's pause for a second. Man, Jimmy Garoppolo, let's just look at his stats. And his stats are amazing, but that's not how well he played. 28 for 37, completions on attempts, 317 yards, 8.6 yards per passing attempt, which is very efficient. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1 sack for 7 yards, finished with a 136.9 QB rating. All great things. All great things. Those are beautiful. Not what was special. The most special thing about what he did was third down efficiency. We go 11 for 17 on third down. This is what was special. Third down and 11. How many third down and 11s did Jimmy Garoppolo complete in an empty formation? We're the number 1 running team in the NFL. At least we were before this game. We'll see what happens at the end of this week when all the other teams go. But they sold out to stop the run, and that's fine. You want to do that? That's great. Stop the run. We have Jimmy Garoppolo for a reason, and he just picked people apart. It didn't matter who was out there. Ross Dwelley, the most important part of the game, most important play of the game. We get the first down, we win the game. What do? We go to Ross Dwelley. We've got Kittle out, his knees acting up, and he's screaming on the sidelines. Hell of a touchdown, by the way. and we go to Ross Dwelly. It just shows you how special this game was and this quarterback was. Hats off, Jimmy Garoppolo he's amazing. Absolutely great play. And I do want to take just a little bit of time to say thank you guys. This was our very first broadcast, and if you did join us for the live broadcast over on Hot Mic or Periscope, yes, I have been talking for 3.5 hours straight, and I love it. It's so fun. Love the support. Over 500 plus listeners joined us for the live broadcast game, and if you missed it, that's okay. We are going to be broadcasting from now on. A really awesome app. I'm trying to figure out a way with the app developer to bring in a chat thing so that the fans listening can interact with each other like you guys are doing now. But that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Another prominent sports writer for the 49ers also started doing this recently as well, and it was funny. I'm happy for him. He did well, but we doubled his numbers, and so I just want to say thank you to I'm not trying to be petty here, but I was curious to see. He's a big-time writer for a big-time publication, but you guys are so supportive, and I want this to constantly be your thing. So if you were one of those people that joined us for any part of the broadcast, whether you're trick-or-treating, listening into your ear, whatever, let me know how we can improve. It was my first time doing it, and I understand I've got to improve. Anyway, let me know what you want out of that. This is for you guys there. So without further ado, let's get into just a couple of questions, and let's talk through some things. And I knew this was where the questions were going to go. How does the defense come back from that ugly second half performance? It was very strange how we almost stopped pressuring. You look at that huge touchdown pass to Andy Isabella on the side, okay? And I want to go back to the film there, and I'll splice it up. I don't want to watch it again, but I will. The idea was this. It seemed like our entire defensive line, their job was to spy. The philosophy was, don't let Kyler Murray run for a first down. Make him beat us throwing the ball. And if that's the case, that's fine. And we were actually in perfect position. Emmanuel Moseley, he chose to go for the win. He undercut the route. He was in phase. Andy Isabella coming across the field from the opposite side. Emmanuel Moseley was following him perfectly. Throws a dart of a throw, a perfect pass. Emmanuel Moseley goes for the interception, misses it by an inch or two, and then just terrible tackling from Richard Sherman, Jaquiski Tart, and Jimmy Ward. Jaquiski Tart had the worst game I've ever seen him play in his life. You want to talk about how the defense comes back. You've got to learn outside contain. You've got to learn tackling angles. And again, we talked about this yesterday in our scouting report episode. When is it going to happen that our safety play is going to catch up to us? We saw it. It almost cost us a win here. And Jimmy Ward played not well, but Jaquiski Tart gave up at least 2 touchdowns, possibly 3 touchdowns, and big plays before the touchdown. And I'm pretty confident that he's going to have the worst grade from Pro Football Focus. He was awful. This is the old Jimmy Jaquiski Tart. He always used to struggle with consistency, but we haven't seen that this year in the first 7 games. This game, they attacked him. Wherever he went on the field, that was the run key or where they were attacking. Struggled big time. So what the defense has to do is get back to what we're about. Now, the problem is we're playing another mobile quarterback, Monday Night Football. Guess what? We're playing another mobile quarterback the following week because now we have Seahawks, Cardinals. Those are our back-to-back games. So you better fix it because it's not going to get better. Kyler Murray did this to us. Guess what? Russell Wilson, probably the MVP of the league right now, which I hate to say. Can't stand the little guy, but he's playing awesome football. So if you're going to allow this mobile quarterback to do that to you, and I don't think Russell Wilson's near as fast as Kyler Murray is, but he's a much better passer. So we've got to fix something here. If you guys see anything about the Quan news, let me know. But as of now, I'm pretty sure they're waiting for the MRI. This felt like Seattle light. Was this the short week, or are we nervous? No, we came out and we responded. They scored the touchdown first, and we took the huge lead. I loved Kyle Shanahan going for it on fourth down, retroactively. During the time, I was saying, hell no, don't do it, kick a field goal, go up by 2, we get the ball in the second half. But, so I don't think it was, we were ready. The problem was, and this has been the Cardinals thing all year, they are a great second half team, and whenever they just finally turn Kyler Murray loose, good things happen. Now, from a defensive standpoint, we just have to shore up our own things. Being spread out hurt us. When teams try to run against us up the middle, that hurts us. We don't have that run stopper in the middle. Sheldon Day just continues getting destroyed right up the middle. He doesn't play a lot, but it does hurt. We pulled it off. I almost got a heart attack, though. Yeah, Curtis, I'm with you, man. That was rough. We made it much more of a game than it should have been. And did we get exposed? God, no. You look at the total stats. They got 357 yards against us. Yeah, that's a lot. But this is what the Cardinals do. This is their offensive thing. We put up over 400 against them. So when we threw for 310 against them, I don't think that we got exposed. I think that our defense got a little bit of a wake-up call, and we allowed them to get out of a lot of really bad jams. And again, you go back to that very first touchdown drive, we had them off the field. D Ford makes, just reaches up and gets the horse collar penalty. He didn't have to do that. It was a great play, but if he just goes at the legs or whatever else, they're kicking a field goal and it's done. And then later on, the huge explosive plays and penalties that we had later on, those hurt us. I don't think we were exposed, but this is a wake-up call. You give up 25 points on the road, usually you're okay with that. It's not. The goal is always 17. The common, if you follow the score of averages, 17 is kind of key. Now, as the NFL is growing, that number's getting closer and closer to 20 over and over again. So you always want to score over 20. They scored 25, but whenever our quarterback plays so damn well, so clutch, it's hard to beat us. You weren't going to take the ball away. If we got the ball last, we were going to win that game. That's just the way it felt. How was our run game stopped so well? It looked like there were no holes to run. Yeah, they committed. They committed big time. And if you look at most of those run stops, it was Budda Baker. Budda Baker's a safety. So they're bringing in their guys, and we kept 2 tight ends out there a lot. And so that allowed them to bring 7 to 8 men in the box, and they were playing aggressive. So hats off to them. They played really, really well. We kept running straight at Chandler Jones wherever the hell he was. I don't understand that philosophy over and over and over again. Stay the hell away from their best players. It seems simple to me, but we struggled. Yeah, the running game wasn't great. You look at our numbers, we rushed for 101 yards. They rushed for 153. Whew. Yikes. We averaged 3.3 yards per rush, them 6.7. This game could have gone a lot of different ways. There were 0 turnovers on either side. No interceptions, no fumbles. It was a very clean game outside of the penalties. We had 8 penalties for 75 yards. They had 9 for 65. Huge, huge penalties. But the thing that kept us is the 2 for 2 red zones. You go back to the fourth quarter call in the second quarter. If Kyle Shanahan kicks that field goal, and I know this alters the entire game, chaos theory, whatever else, but let's say we kick a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown. We lose that game. They're going for 2 to take the lead at the end. 25-24 would have been the score. So you be aggressive, you make it count when it doesn't, and that's why we won this game. You look at the 49ers over the past 2 years. The reasons why we couldn't win is 1, no pressure, no sacks, and then 2, red zone efficiency. Well, we fixed that. We did get 3 sacks for 37 yards. I thought we would have got a lot more. I put the over-under in sacks at 6, and we got half that. But again, we stopped pressuring. We just stopped pressuring. Dwelly turning into something, yeah, he's been pretty damn special. He's filled in for Juszczyk as the fullback, and then Kittle goes down, then he fills in for Kittle. Roz Dwelly is going to be a 49er for a very, very long time. You have to be happy with what this guy has done. Now he's our backup fullback and our number 2 tight end. We're going to use him like crazy. Once Kyle Juszczyk gets back, it's going to be pretty fun doing 22 personnel with, the fullback, running back, and 2 tight ends. Pretty excited about that. And you got to give it up for Kittle. You got to. He gets injured early, and I'm just like, oh no. The worst case scenario is to lose Kittle. He's the most valuable, I think he's the most valuable player on our team. Number one ranked player in the entire NFL from Pro Football Focus. Can block, can catch, can do it all. That touchdown was huge, which, by the way, finally got paid off on that one. If you bet with us on my bookie, we went 1 for 2 this week. We took the 49ers with over 2.5 points in the first quarter. That didn't happen, but Kittle got in the touchdown, so that was awesome. We got paid off on that one, and we'll be doing a lot more bets, and if you listen to the live broadcast, we were throwing all kinds of different bets out there for Sunday's game because the Niners aren't playing. We still got to focus on that. So if you want to bet, here's what you need to do. Head over to mybookie.ag, and we've got 2 promo codes, and this is huge, so please listen. The promo code to support the podcast is always 49ers, but if you want to add up and you do want to add some more money and double that up, use the promo code from the feed, Niners Live, NINERSLIVE. So if you want to add more money because you can double it up for free, use that promo code, please. Appreciate this. Angry Potato, great name. Yeah, your live stream of the game was awesome. Thank you, Dana. That was a lot of fun. Hope we get more people join us next time, and we could get just like a little pack. Could we be better at 3rd and 4th? The answer is no. The way Jimmy Garoppolo kept getting first downs, it was magical. Third and 11 should be the worst case scenario, but he just kept converting them. It didn't matter. We'd run the ball, they'd stuff the box, we'd allow the clock to go, and then they just kept going. It was absolutely amazing. Jimmy Garoppolo had his best game as a pro, and it's not close. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dante Pettis got a damn touchdown reception wide open in the end zone. And then you look at this, Deebo Samuel, he drops a pass, wide open in the end zone. You have Emmanuel Sanders drops a pass. Tevin Coleman drops a pass. His numbers could have been better, which is really hard to believe because it just seemed like every single situation he was just spot on. He was magic. One of those, he had a shooter's game. And what I mean by that is, Allen Iverson says, sometimes there's just days where you can just throw it up and you feel like it's just a giant trash can up there because you can just hit it from anywhere. And that was kind of the day that Jimmy Garoppolo had. Now, is this a good defense that we played against? No. But, hey, it's what it is, and you've got to move forward, and really, really excited. You've got to feel better about your 49ers today, even though it was a close game, than you did before today. Good teams win ugly games. Good teams win ugly games, and that's all there is to it. We scored 28 points on the road against a division rival that we've lost 8 games in a row to. Guess what? We won. We beat a team on the road. Any road win is huge. Any road win is huge. We didn't win a road game last year. So if you're the type of person that's always like, oh, woe is me, 49ers, whatever. No, that's BS. Get that out of your head. We are 8-0. We are halfway through the season. We haven't lost a damn game. Anyway, so let's keep going. Great broadcast, John. Really enjoyed it. Man, that was fun. Just let me know how I can make it better because I think we want to incorporate a little bit more humor into the broadcast. I want to just talk football all the time. As you guys know, that's what I do with you guys. I think I see you guys more than I do my wife. But I want this to be something that we can all enjoy and be something completely different than what they're putting out there. It's just so cookie-cuttered and suit and tie and all that stuff. I don't want it to be that way. I want this to be something that we enjoy together. So now here's the good news, and maybe the best news for the 49ers too. We have 11 days. We don't play again until Monday night. So more than just the week, more than just an extra day playing Sunday to Monday, we got Thursday to Monday. Kyle Shanahan even said this. Everybody's taking days off. They're taking like 2 days off. They've been sleeping up at the facility. Now they're going to go spend time at home with their families and relax, which is going to be great. It's a mini bye week. And so hopefully we get some players back healed, things like that. Here we go. What did you think was the biggest problem? I thought our pursuit angles and outside contain was terrible. Thank you, SB. Thank you. That's like the Michael Scott gif I'm over here doing. Exactly. That was definitely the biggest one. And also, I hate using defensive linemen to spy a quarterback that runs a 4.3 40. I think that is absolutely insane. If you want to use a linebacker or a safety to spy a quarterback, that's fine. But if you're going to bring 4 defensive linemen, don't tell them to take 2 steps upfield and stop and look. Go get the quarterback. Go get the quarterback. So that's mine on there. Thank you, Sacco. Killed it on Hot Mic. Man, that was a lot of fun. It's always been a dream of mine to broadcast play-by-play. That was really, really cool. Even if I moved the goalposts up closer to me, definitely wasn't on NBC or Fox or anything or ESPN, but that was really, really cool. One of those things I'm not going to forget, so thank you guys for this. Kittle says he's good to go, no issue. He took that helmet on the knee pretty damn hard. You saw him grimacing after every single play, and he played through it. The touchdown catch that he had when he just baptized the guy into the ground and then throws another defender off him, then dives in the end zone, that was special. George Kittle is special. Even when he's on the sideline, he's making a positive impact. Sitting there screaming, going crazy on the sideline for his team. That energy permeates everything. And whenever the game was over, you could see it on the side. Ross Dwelly goes and makes the 4th down catch and all that stuff. Everybody's celebrating. They down the ball. Man, Ross Dwelly runs to George Kittle. Like that's the thing. Celebrate with my brother. Like, you, Ross Dwelly, you just won the game. And what's he do? He runs to Kittle. This is the testament that this locker room is building. And that with a personality like Kittle that's so supportive and happy and energetic all the time, it brings everybody together and they play for each other. That was awesome. Is Deebo Samuel turning the corner? Yeah, back-to-back good games. That drop touchdown pass really, really upset me. Luckily, we went ahead and scored anyway, but that was a huge play that could have went the other way. Really could have gone badly. How did you feel about Kittle and the freak collision? Yeah, I'm with you there. Almost had a heart attack. Kittle is so important. A big reason why our run game wasn't what it usually is because of Kittle. He wasn't out there all the time. Now, they loaded the box up, and Kittle was out there some of the time, but 80% Kittle's better than 100% anybody else. But you don't want to risk him long-term. Now, hopefully this 11-day off thing, he's going to be just fine. Why is Julian Taylor not suiting up for us? I'm with you. I would prefer Julian Taylor out there over Sheldon Day personally. I think Julian Taylor and DJ Jones are a little bit closer for me, but I think the upside on Julian Taylor is gigantic. And to be honest with you, I think a big reason why he's not active, the 49ers assumed we'd lose a defensive lineman at some point. We haven't lost one. So they kind of have him above the practice squad because if you put him on the practice squad, he's going to be signed by somebody. But we have the most depth in the entire NFL at the defensive line position. Julian Taylor is the guy that could probably start for 3 or 4 teams in the NFL, let alone be a backup on every other team. But for us, the depth there is just, it's immense. So for him to, come out, he got 6 plays in the game that he was active, forced a fumble recovery for a huge return and stopped a 4th down. He's an impact player with a high ceiling. So the longer we keep that guy, he's going to play a role next year, guys. I don't want to focus on the bad stuff, but I don't think there's a way that we bring everybody back on that defensive line next year. I wish we could, but he's going to be playing meaningful snaps next year. So, did you feel or notice that Shanahan didn't do a lot of pre-snap movements? He didn't. It was really weird. We weren't trying to confuse them very much, and whenever we wanted to isolate a thing, we just went empty motion. We 5 wide, and we allowed Jimmy to pick his matchup. And the crazy thing is, the matchups he picked on Patrick Peterson the whole damn game. He was throwing right at him. Okay, one of the best corners in the past 2 decades of football. Yeah, let's just throw at that guy the whole time, and it worked. So different offensive philosophy, but it worked. You scored 28 points, your offense worked. You go over 400 yards, your offense worked. on the road, nonetheless. Why did Saleh keep blitzing when it was obvious they were just throwing screens over and over? Yeah, well, he blitz. That stopped working. Then he bailed and told the quarterbacks or the defensive linemen to spy. That didn't work either. Robert Saleh was grasping at straws, and Kingsbury, he was getting them at the end. He really, really was. So we'll have to see how he adjusts. We have film on it now. We've never had film on these guys. We've never coached against these guys. We do now. And one thing that I can say about Robert Saleh that does a hell of a job, he adjusts very, very well. So hopefully that will continue. 0 turnovers on both sides. We told you before the game. The Cardinals are the least turnover team in the NFL. They don't do turnovers. They don't lose fumbles. They don't throw interceptions. They don't mind sacks, but they don't turn the ball over. And when we don't turn the ball over, we're going to win a lot of games. How bad is Kittle hurt? He said in his press conference, according to this chat, he's going to be just fine. I think he's going to be just fine, too. He just needs to rest. Took a helmet on the knee. Pretty bad one, too. Never been so scared on Halloween. Dude, I'm telling you. If you were listening to the broadcast, and that's the thing, you kind of know my thought process during the game. We went from 7 minutes up 14 points. 7 minutes up 10 points. And I'm thinking you get 2 more timeouts, punt the ball, allow them to maybe kick a field goal, drive, whatever, we're fine. Well, we don't get a first down, we punt it. They go 2 plays, 90 yards. Good Lord. Take maybe 30 seconds off the damn thing. And then I'm just thinking, all right, well, now this is a game. Then we get a long third down, convert. Long third down, convert. And a big reason why we won this game, I hate to say this. I don't hate to say this. Our coach outcoached their coach with clock management. Coaching matters. Clock management matters. They burned through the Cardinals 3 timeouts in the first half. And they just burned through 2 of them. They had 1 left, and they could have called a timeout when we were on the goal line. They could have got the ball left with 1:10 seconds and no timeouts in the first half. And Kingsbury was just like, nah, that's cool. Let's just go to the half down 14 points. And then whenever he challenged the ball when Tevin Coleman was on the sideline, which those are never turned over in the NFL ever, that wasted another timeout. And so in the end, clock management matters. And the rookie head coach on the other side, he butchered it. And so our coach did not. He used timeouts at key pivotal third downs that we were able to convert twice, and that was key. So coaching matters. You've got to go back to this and just say, man, you should be so thankful that Kyle Shanahan is our coach. We should be so thankful that Kyle Shanahan is our coach. He is winning games on his own sometimes. Let's see real quick a couple things. Jimmy Garoppolo stood really tall. He took a lot of hits. He did. But sometimes they're going to get to the thing. Jimmy hit on Aaron Andrews. Are you kidding me? I'm seeing that. Is that? I hope that is the case. Please make it be. The world needs Jimmy Garoppolo and Aaron Andrews to make lots of babies. That is awesome. Anyway, I missed that one, but I'm sure I'll see it on Twitter later on. But absolute great game. And again, let's just real quick before we jump off here, just go through just the box score and just a couple key takeaways that we have on both sides. Again, Jimmy Garoppolo, 300-plus yards, 4 touchdowns, played great. Nobody did well on the running the ball. Matt Breida went above his 15-touch rule, which Matt Breida went from not playing to active around lunchtime to getting 17 touches, which he never gets. 15 rush attempts for 78 yards, still managed 5.2 yards per carry. Tevin Coleman, exact opposite. 12 carries for 23 yards, 1.9. And Matt Breida is now leading the NFL in most yards facing an 8-man box, which he was before that game. That's going to shoot up now. Emmanuel Sanders, 7 catches, 112 yards, and a touchdown on 9 targets. Clutch. Who knew Emmanuel Sanders would be exactly what Jimmy Garoppolo needed just to sustain drives? George Kittle, 6 catches on 8 targets, 79 yards, and a touchdown. If he could have played the whole game, who knows? Deebo Samuel, 40 yards on 4 catches. Dwelly, 4 catches, 29 yards. I'm excited to see the first down makeup of all these catches. Dante Pettis gets in the end zone, 1 catch, 21 yards. Just a great game up front. Now, if we look at the defense, okay, Fred Warner was all over the field. He played a great game, had a pass deflection, should have had a pick six. Could have iced the game. We were up 14 points, would have been a pick six, walk in the end zone, bounced off his hands. But great game there. Jimmy Ward, 6 tackles. He played not well. Jaquiski Tartt played awful. Richard Sherman played really well. Drain Greenlaw, he had some positives, some negatives. D Ford, he got 2 tackles for loss and a sack. Drain Greenlaw got a sack on a nickel blitz. D Ford got a sack and caused another problem. So lots of good things. You walk away from this game and you say, whatever. No, lots of good things are here. Usually our offense is struggling and our defense is just mollywopping people. Well, guess what? Sometimes the other side's got to win the damn game, and our offense won the game today. And now just rest assured, what happens if the 49ers offense plays to this level and our defense plays to the level that we know they can play? The ceiling of the 49ers continues to increase after a game like this. At least for me it does. We have not played our best football yet. And as a coach and as a player, you look at that and you have to sit back and think, man, we're 8-0 and we made a lot of mistakes. We had a 5 turnover game. We gave up these huge plays. We gave up a 90-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter, and we're still winning. We're doing all these things and still winning. So hopefully we can continue to, work and improve, which they're going to, especially after getting some time off. But it's time to turn and prepare. I'm going to do all my podcasts, all that stuff still coming your way. I'm going to take a little bit of time off and enjoy. I got to rest, man. I'm taking off all my work tomorrow and just relaxing. I got to have a day off. But I say that I've got 2 football games to go to with my boys, which is going to be great. Super excited about that. But we are going to break down all the podcasts, and next week, because we have the extra time, I'm going to throw in a couple of report card episodes. Again, break down first half of the season, things to work on, go over top players, bottom players, people that need to improve, things to look forward to, injury updates, who we're getting back, who we're not. Lots of good stuff coming your way. The 49ers Rush podcast, we're going to give you guys whatever the hell you want. So please do not hesitate. Message me on Twitter at JL_Chapman. Email me if you want. Here's the thing. We need writers. We've got writers. We've got stuff flying up on the website, NinersRush.com. I want more. You want to be a part of this team? We want you. This is our thing together. So if you want to be a part, please email me, 49ersRushPodcast at gmail.com, or go to NinersRush.com. There's a little place where you can fill out just a thing and send it to me. I'll get it that way. I don't care. I want you guys to be a part of this. If you want in, let's go. We need more people. And, man, go to sleep on Halloween night knowing you're in first place in the NFC. You're in first place in the NFC West. You got a 2-game lead in the NFC West, and your team's 8-0. Man, not much better than that. So as always, stay strong, faithful.